The argument is this is a fait accompli. See the arithmetic. Even if the 16 had been disqualified, you would still be in minority. And I think Mr. Salve was right. That's all speculation. What would have happened, what would not have happened. Maybe the others would have voted in our favor. But that's all speculation. Your lordships are not concerned about that, what the arithmetic is. And see the injustice caused to us, Mullahs, in this process. So they don't file a reply. Now they say, go back to the speaker. And Mullahs, there is no one fact which is not admitted on both sides. That they have 34, majority in the legislative party, admitted. We don't deny it. That they were sitting in Assam, they admit. That they sent that resolution throwing out Sunil Prabhu, they admit. That they appointed Gogavale, they admit. And whereas what's interesting is in that resolution that they sent, where your lordship said the only two prayers that are made are that Gogavale is appointed. But see the language as far as Eknath Shinde is concerned. He continues to be the leader. The word continue. But how did they realize that the word continue has to be used? Because we had removed him on 21st. And on 22nd, they dated the letter 21st and sent it to the speaker, received by the speaker on the 22nd at 11:30 a.m. So they knew that Eknath Shinde had been removed. Otherwise, they would have said that Eknath Shinde is the leader. But they said, no, Eknath Shinde continues to be the leader. And they backdated that document. So, Mullah, that's not disputed. That we called a meeting on the 21st, 22nd, not disputed. We told them if you don't attend, consequences will follow, not disputed. On 24th, we had a council meeting, not disputed. They said, but nobody called the council meeting. We'll hold a parallel meeting of our own, not disputed. What is disputed? That on the 28th, the governor received these documents which have been placed before your lordships, not disputed. That he called for a floor test, not disputed. That he resigned, the chief minister, then chief minister resigned, not disputed. That he went to the governor along with Mr. Fadnavis, not disputed. That he was sworn in, not disputed. That there was a trust vote, and we issued a whip, not disputed. That they voted against the whip, not disputed. What is disputed? Nothing is disputed. From the beginning to the end, Mullahs, the whole process is clearly political. Clearly political. And Mullahs, I want to know, your lordship knows about it, that a whip is appointed at the instance of the political party and conveyed to the speaker. That's conveyed to the speaker. How is the governor talking about the whip being Gogavale? He's talking about Gogavale being the whip in his communications. He's not concerned with it. That's a matter of the House.
Governor spoke of not
Gogavale. Gogavale being the whip.
Spoke of leader of the House, right?
That also. How is he?
He was the whip.
I think also leader of the House.
Leader of the House, Shinde.
Yes. Not how is he concerned with it? He is not there to appoint the leader of the House or to recognize. Yes. He says a purported appointment of Ajay Chaudhary is illegal. How is he concerned with this? See all this, the letter that he is sending to the Thackeray.
Governor's letter?
Yes. Governor is saying all this.
You're referring to para 3.
Yes, para 3.
That is his letter to Uddhav Thackeray.
Yes. Yes.
For holding the trust.
So why is he? Yes,
Trust
correct.
letter.
Correct. And he's saying all this. How is he concerned? And if they continue to be the Shiv, I'm grateful to your lordship when your lordship asked. If he is the Shiv Sena, then where is the loss of confidence? There's no loss of confidence then. What he's doing is he's recognizing 34 people to be a faction. And on the basis of that recognition, then determining that there should be a trust vote. That's what he's doing. The fact of the matter is in law, he cannot recognize. And neither Bomai, nor Shivraj Chauhan, nor any of those judgments will come in the way.
The solicitor argued towards the latter part. He said that what they said in their letter was that we wanted to withdraw support from the MVA government.
Yes.
So he said this in effect was therefore a withdrawal of support to the government.
Let's assume, Malat. I will assume that against me. That can happen in any situation, Malat. Any 2 people, 4 people, 7 people, 12 people, 30 people can withdraw support. They may be members of the legislature. That is why the whole purpose, Malat, of the Constitution, Article 170 onwards, and to only recognize political parties, the whole purpose is that. That's why Kyoto says, Malat, that you cannot, you don't have any other identity. integrity of the political party and the political process. That's why. I will accept all that, Mullahs. That's exactly the Ayaram Gayaram test. That anybody can walk out.
The difficulty arises in an emerging situation. Just putting this is the question that's been troubling. In an emerging situation, suddenly during the process of the existence of the legislative assembly, there is this kind of a dissension. Take, for example, this very case. So what is very apparent so far as the House is concerned, 34 have come on to one side.
Right.
This doesn't definitely, there's no material that it reflects what happened outside.
That's right.
There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
But in a situation, perhaps one, is it possible, how does one, let us say the speaker, when such a thing is placed before him, would he also take into account or merely adjourn the case, asking the parties to go back to the election commission and get it proved?
Yes, but that, I was going to come. I was going to come to that. Malad, let's forget this case. Let's take a case where people. Malad, I don't take for granted what that letter says on the 22nd, that the electorate is unhappy. Malad, your lordship knows, Malad, there is not a single instance of any of them making any statement prior to the 21st of June that anybody is unhappy. This is all their statement made, Malad, because they are now sitting in Guwahati and they know what the consequences. And Malad, they didn't go to Surat and Guwahati, Malad, on the 21st. This must have been pre-arranged, Malad. These things don't happen overnight. But be that as it may, I don't want to enter into the politics of it. But your lordship is right, Malad. It is correct, but that these things will happen. But what is to be done? What is to be done is, if you are a faction and you go to the governor will say, I can't recognize you. You want to say you are the political party, Malad? Now forget this case. You go to the election commission. You say you are a faction. I am the political party. Supposing you had gone to the election commission and done that and then attempted to change, no problem. First, the commission would have decided. In the meantime, the disqualification petitions would have been heard. That's the constitutional. And don't connect one with the other. Then the disqualification would have been decided. Then they wouldn't have been able to go to the commission because you're deemed to have given up membership of the party. And forget, so there may be no dispute at all, Malad. Why do you say there's a faction in the legislative party? There may be if two factions within the political party, each claiming that they are the party. Forget about disqualification. What's the procedure? Go to the election commission. Can the procedure ever be that you claim as a faction of the legislative party to be the political party, get recognition from the governor, topple the government, then go to the commission and say, these are the 36 or 38 members of the legislative party. We are dominant in the legislature. Now we must get the symbol. Cannot be. By any standards of constitutional law. This cannot happen. Sorry?
What happens in the interregnum?
Suppose
the speaker takes a prima facie view and says that go to the election commission and come back to me and tell me who actually is the political party.
Normally, the speaker will not do that, and with great respect.
Then he proceeds with 10th schedule?
No. Yes, he'll proceed.
Then all the 34 will be disqualified?
Yes, why not?
No, I'm just asking you.
Yes, but they will be.
So therefore, that's the consequence.
Yes, they will be. Let me tell you, Lord, this is also a very other important aspect of the matter.
With the advent of 10th schedule in a situation like this, where more than 3/4 of the legislators have, let us call it not a split, let's call it a faction in terms of symbols order.
It is a faction.
Symbols order. Let us call it as 3/4
yes.
are in one group.
Yes.
Then in which case it's an inevitable consequence that the faction which is in control of the government would have the speaker with them and would disqualify them.
Yes.
There is no other alternative according to you.
There can't be, Malad, for the reason the third paragraph has been deleted. The whole purpose of it is that you cannot have, see, they will still be disqualified for their acts for having voluntarily given up membership of the party.
It was 1/4.
Even if they are the party, Malad,
It was 1/4, Mr. Stibble. That's why I was asking them repeatedly.
1/3,
yes. Right? We are talking of a 3/4 situation.
Doesn't matter, Malad, because 1/3 could have been 2/3 also.
Isn't there a difference between split and overwhelming majority of legislatures?
No, that's not recognized by the 10th schedule, Malad. The 10th schedule doesn't recognize it.
What does Kyoto say about it?
No, Kyoto doesn't say either.
About it.
Kyoto doesn't say either, but Kyoto doesn't talk
I want you to just help us on this.
People are directly elected from the territorial constituencies. And Malad, there is a process by which, Malad, they are elected. That process is also, Malad, elaborately set out in the conduct of election rules. First, there's a nomination that takes place, Mullah. The nomination takes place pursuant to your party nominating you and giving you the symbol on the basis of which you go to the returning officer and say, I am the nominee of the party and this is my symbol, which represents the party. After which, Mullahs, the election takes place. And when the election takes place and the votes are counted, Mullahs, the returning officer then gives you a certificate saying that you have been elected from this party. A copy of that is sent to the Election Commission. It's all set out here, so you'll watch it. At the moment, I'm just broadly. A copy of that is sent to the Election Commission, and the Election Commission conveys that to the Speaker of the Assembly. What is it that I'm trying to say? The only identity of a legislator recognized in the House is that he is a member of the party. He has no other identity. 2 members, 3 members, 20 members, 34 members can't have an identity outside of that. That's the basic constitutional question. Give your lordships an example, let's forget about 34. A small party in Goa has 5 members. 2 of them go to the speaker, to the governor, and say, you know, I'm not going to support this government. And those 2 mothers actually tilt the balance and the government can fall. So the governor will call a floor test.
Sorry?
Will the governor call a floor test? Forget majority, even the minority cannot topple the government. If this is the procedure in law that we have to follow. We are back to Ayaram Gayaram. Why? Because you say, now your political affiliation doesn't matter. What matters is numbers. Democracy is not about numbers. It is numbers within a constitutional framework. What the legislators, the speaker, the governor recognizes are political parties. And you are a member of a political party, nothing less, nothing more. You have no other identity. And I tell your lordships why I'm saying this. How are governments formed? Sarkaria Commission, remember, Maharaj? Largest single party who has a majority on the floor of the House, the governor will call him to form the government, the leader to form the government. If that's not possible, comes the second, and that's political party now. Second, pre-poll alliance of what? Of political parties. That's the second, if they form the majority. 3, post-poll coalition.
What is the first?
Single largest
Yes.
political party. Second is pre-poll alliance of what? Of political parties. Could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3.
Which is the third one?
Third is post-poll coalition, which is what the Uddhav government was. Post-poll coalition of political parties. And the fourth is post-poll alliance of political parties. The governor, under Article 168 of the Constitution, is not a member of the Legislative Assembly, but he is part of the legislature. He can't recognize anybody other than political parties. That is the constitutional fundamental framework within which the House functions. That's why we did away with Gayaram, Ayaram. He is part of the legislature, but not a member of the Legislative Assembly. So he only recognizes, because he is part of the legislature, the political parties, the legislative parties. That means my identity is associated with my party in the House. I have no separate identity. Otherwise, mothers, 10 from one party, 2 from another party, 3 from another party will go to the governor and make the government fall. And then my learned friend's argument, see, the governor is fully satisfied that you have lost the confidence of the House because 10, 2 and 3, along with the present dispensation, make the majority. So you back on Ayaram Gayaram days? The whole purpose of the 10th schedule is to get rid of it. Numbers in the House will not make governments fall. It is the alliance of parties in the House that will make the government fall. And that's the application of mind of the governor when he decides to ask for a trust vote. See the havoc it will cause. All you need to do is to look up numbers, and they will say, Malats, on public platforms that it is a call of conscience, Malats. We know the extent of their conscience. They'll go to the governor and say, see, we give you the numbers now. This is my letter to you. We are now the majority. This government, this chief minister has lost the confidence of the House. See the numbers. And it will be argued that, look, it's demonstrated that it doesn't have the majority and therefore hold the floor test. You see the consequences of this argument on the democratic polity of this country. That's one issue, Malats, I will deal with. I just want to point out. Number two, even more important, which is something that I mentioned earlier also, and in detail, Malats, in my note, and which they did not comment on at all. All the council have not commented on the concept of the whip. In fact, I was really surprised when my learned colleague, Malats, Mr. Kaul, gave to your lordships a letter of Mr. Sanjay Raut. Your lordships will remember that. Saying, no, actually it is the legislative, it is the leader of the House who appoints, it is the leader of the House who appoints the whip. Well, let's just kindly have a look at that letter. It is the last page of the submission, Malats, that was, I just handed it to your lordship.
6th July 22.
Yeah, just see, it was a very interesting letter. Now, your lordship sees this. This is to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Lordship sees that. And 13th June 2019, which was handed over.
This is Bala Sahib appointing him.
July.
as a
That's correct.
That is Rajya Sabha.
Kindly, no, this is 1 second. This is by Eknath. He is the.
No, this is by Bala Sahib
Lok Sabha.
appointing Raut.
Yes, now see what is the last page at page 44. Sanjay Raut writes to Malats, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. That's what he pointed out. Have that document?
Yes, yes.
Says, respected sir, it is to inform you that Shiv Sena Parliamentary Party has nominated Rajan Vikhare, MP, as Chief Whip in Lok Sabha in place of, I will, tomorrow I'll help you. But just one
This is something which we...
One last thing I just wanted to mention, Malats, that anyway, we'll do it tomorrow. It's better.
Sorry.
We'll do it tomorrow, Malats. It's better. We'll do it tomorrow.
Will you give a thought?
Yes. I've now given your lordships, Malats, in the entire argument. Now it won't take very long. Obliged.